we are here live with IFBB Pro, Bikini Pro, Jenn Caban, and she is going to give you her top 3 peak week tips. She's competing at her first pro show this weekend.
Yeah.
I will give the floor to Jenn.
Ooh, this seems so official. So I've never done this Facebook Live thing or Instagram Live. I've had, oh, look at all the people popping up. This is so fun. So I'm actually over here at Angel Bikini headquarters getting some finishing touches on my suit for this weekend. I'll be competing in LA at the IFBB Fit World Muscle Contest this weekend. So I'm super, super, super excited, and Kara and Lauren wanted me to kind of talk about some peak week tips or tricks or things that I use, and I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. But I kind of got to thinking that I feel like peak week is one of the more controversial kind of issues or strategies and techniques in bodybuilding. There's just so many different ways that people get to the stage. You know, do you carb load? Do you not add carbs? Do I have water? Do I not have enough water? Do I have too much water? Sodium levels. There's just so many different ways to go about bringing your best to the stage. And I feel like I've tried it all. So I'm going to give you my personal top 3 tips that I utilize in my own prep, and what I also have my clients do as well. So I feel like I should have scripted this or something. So rule number one is also, I think, gonna apply to your entire prep. And that's going to be rest and recovery. So rule number 1 is going to be to get as much rest as you possibly can. I know that that is way easier said than done. We have jobs, we have families, and life doesn't stop because we're in peak week. But it is super, super, super important for you in order to manage your stress levels, your cortisol levels, your water retention in the body. It's just super important that you're taking your rest just as seriously as you are your nutrition and your exercises. So rule number 1 is going to be to sleep and to rest. Okay, rule number 2. Okay, rule number 2 so rule number 2, I'm trying to think of what a title could be. It's going to be not to reinvent the wheel. Okay, so rule number 2 is going to be not to try to start introducing a lot of new aspects to your training or to your diet during peak week. So if you've been dieting for the past 12, 14, 16 weeks, it's probably not in your best interest the last 7 days or 72 hours before you step on stage to start throwing some different things in the mix. Not the best time to go Google up some recipes for peak week. Not the best time to try a new carb source. Again, this is just with my personal experiences. You know, your gut is very sensitive to inflammation and to water retention, and you never know how your body is going to react. So I actually suggest looking at your peak week not so much as the last 5 to 7 days, but kind of take it back a little bit. I found a lot of, this is going to be really long, girls. I'm really sorry. I talk a lot.
Oh, take as long as you need.
So I feel like I kind of look at my peak week almost like the last 3 weeks. So my last 3 weeks leading into the show, I'm keeping everything as consistent as I can. And trust me, you guys, I've tried it all. I really try to regulate my sodium levels very intensely. I like to regulate my macro and micronutrients very steadily. I'm trying to keep the same stream of nutrients. Same thing with my caloric intake and my caloric expenditure. I just want to be as clean and refined as I can, so that when it actually comes into peak week, and I put peak week in parentheses because I don't really believe in a peak week, but leading into the week before your show, you should already feel and look ready for the stage, and there's nothing, any small minor adjustments that you need to make isn't going to make or break you. That also is going to play a part into those stress levels I talked about earlier, where if you're trying new things, it's going to create stress in the body. So my biggest suggestion to you is going to be to take a little bit longer time leading up into your final stage look, so that when it comes to a week out, you feel completely ready. So rule number 2, don't reinvent the wheel. And rule number 3, which I actually think is really highly neglected, is going to be your skin prep. It is super, super important that you guys are utilizing and taking care of your skin prior to your show tan. If you've had a negative tan experience, then you are probably right with me in this subject, but it's super important that you are doing all the necessary things for your skin so that you have a really glowing and radiant look on stage with your tan. Your tan is not going to be the type of tan that you get to go on vacation, okay? It's a completely different kind of tan, it's a different texture, it's a different look, and you know, it looks different when you are on stage with these stage lights. So really important that you guys are exfoliating. The tanning companies will suggest to start your skin prep a week out. I start my skin prep almost 14 days out, where I am exfoliating and I'm moisturizing like crazy. It has been a tremendous difference in my overall look on stage when I have done my skin prep and taken it seriously than just kind of half-assing it. Oh, that's probably not something I should have said on live. Sorry. But you know what I mean, when you aren't really going through the steps like you need to, I feel like it really has a really big difference on your overall look. So there you have it. This was so long. I don't even know. You guys are commenting. This is so fun. So those are my top 3 tips and tricks for myself and also to my stage clients.
Yeah, thank you so much for your tips.
They're like, get out of here.
Yeah, they're very helpful. The more information, the better. We are honored to learn from a pro. Jenn is one of the most recent pros. She won overall at Junior Nationals last year in July.
It was like mid-June, I think.
Mid-June.
Yeah.
So she's a new pro, but she won the overall, which is huge, to win the overall at a national show. So we're so honored to have her here with us.
Oh, you're so sweet.
And thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the Tuesday, everyone.
Bye!